Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Leo Brown. Thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing, and most of all for liking. Make sure you click the thumbs up so that way you can see, that way the algorithm knows that I am out here and I'm trying to do my thing. All right, my sugar bears. I hope you guys are doing awesome, awesome, awesome. We got one more day and then we are on to the weekend. So I wanted to come on here and talk about Monique and DL Hughley. Okay. Mainly Monique, because DL Hughley, I for me, DL Hughley is very minute in this. I think DL Hughley, unfortunately, is the fall guy in a lot of this, but and I'll explain what I mean in a minute. So I want to talk about Monique. Now, I've been a fan of Monique since way before the Parkers, since Snaps. If anybody knows, if anybody remembers that show, it was a comedy show on HBO, and they would go around and they would roast each other. And she was on the show and she was hilariously funny. And then like Comic View and everything. I've followed her career from the beginning. And of course, she gained notoriety a lot when she was on the Parkers, and of course, Precious and things like that. So here's my thing. First, it was Lee Daniels. No, let me go back. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. First, it was the radio station in DC, WH, I think WHUR. And I actually remember that because I remember when she had her own radio show at the time. Then she ended up getting her own show. Then it was the Monique show in Atlanta. And she was having issues then. That's why the show only lasted 2 seasons. Then we move on to Precious. Then it was Tyler Perry. Then it was Lee Daniels. Then it was Oprah. Then it was Lionsgate. Then it was the fact that they wouldn't pay her to go and promote the movie, to do her job. So that happened. So she then wins her Academy Award. And I'm doing a timeline because I really want you guys to follow me. Like, I know you guys are like, Leo, why are you doing it? I'm doing a timeline because I want you guys to follow me. Like, just follow this. And now it's D.L. Hughley. Now it's D.L. Hughley. Now it's Detroit. Now it's the contract. Now it's the oh goodness, the promoter. Now it's so many different things, and you have all these comedians from Corey Holcomb to Ari Spears weighing in on this, which I mean you can't blame them. But my thing is with you, Monique, when are you gonna look in the mirror? And you know what? As much as we want to blame her husband, we want to blame Daddy, right? This is not all his fault. This is her fault because and I'm just gonna be real. I feel like she's wounded. I feel like she's broken. I feel like she has swallowed the cyanide Kool-Aid. I feel like she doesn't see herself. And no matter what she does, whether it be getting an Academy Award, whether it be headlining tours, whether it be losing weight, she strikes me as the kind of woman who will never be, oh, I'm sorry, wait a minute. And then, of course, it was Netflix. I forgot about that. Yeah, Netflix for gender bias and color bias. I totally forgot about that. But she strikes me as the kind of person who will never be happy. Like no matter what she does, she will. And I'm gonna tell you why it is. That's because Monique has never grown up. Monique is still that girl who's 14, between 14 and 17, who is mad at the world. She's mad at herself. She's a big girl. She feels that the world is against her. And she now wants people to maybe not feel sorry for her, but I think to have empathy and sympathy for her. And I'm just gonna be honest, I don't have it. I don't give a fuck no more. I don't care. I don't care. Because until you're able to grow up, grow the fuck up, okay, and own your part in your issues. And I'm not saying that all the things I mentioned that they didn't play a part, because they did. They did. But for you to go as low as you're going, that says a lot about your character. And then for you to come on with your daddy and, oh, my sweet babies. Oh, my, I'm doing this for Black women. First of all, Black women can take care of them goddamn selves. Let's start there, because I get so sick of that shit. Stop pulling in people with the whole, I'm doing it for the Black community. No, boo, you're doing this for yourself. You're doing this for you. This ain't about the Black women and oh, and I forgot The View, Whoopi Goldberg. I forgot about that too. Like, damn, girl, who are you mad at? Who are you not mad with? Yeah, you might start something with me. And I forgot too, you started a Twitter beef with Elgin Charles a couple of days ago. Like, girl, let go and heal. Like, but see, this is what happens when you don't heal. She is a prime example. She and so many other people are prime examples of when you don't allow your wounds to heal. When you keep opening them up, keep opening them up, keep opening. And in mind you, like I said, I'm not saying that the people in this play don't have a part. They do. They have a part, because I understand the whole thing with her being mad with Oprah about her mother and her brother going on the show, and when Oprah said that she wouldn't have them. That, I understand that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, baby, that's business. That's the talk show industry. That's TV. They don't give a shit, because they're thinking, baby, I gotta keep my job and we gotta get ratings. And though we already know this, Oprah didn't become Oprah by being nice. Let's be honest. Oprah didn't become Oprah by being nice. Case in point, Dolly Parton didn't become Dolly Parton by being nice. Dolly Parton, yes, we all know she's real sweet, but she herself has said, I am not always nice. And in business, especially as a woman, and even more as a woman of color, you have to be a bit of a ball buster. Maybe not necessarily a bitch, but you have to be someone that they won't take for granted, someone that they won't use. And I'm not saying that Monique should play the game. That's not what I'm saying. No, ma'am. I'm saying learn from your teachers. Learn from them. You don't have to do exactly what they're doing. No, but learn from them and learn from your mistakes. Own your shit. This man had already apologized to you. Get back to the He's already apologized to you about this. Okay? But yet you take a clip from a 3-year-old interview and you twist it to fit your narrative. And that's because you're still hurting. And you got some deep-rooted shit in you, baby. And baby, listen to me. I implore you to get therapy. And stop allowing your husband to put a battery in your back. Because I noticed that you'll do stuff, you'll do shit, and then you'll throw a rock and hide your hand, as the old folks used to say. That's what you do. And then you come on your Instagram, oh, my sweet babies. Oh, my sugars. That's like me coming on here, knowing I'm doing something wrong, knowing I'm doing some foul shit. And then I come on here, hey, Sugarbears. Oh, my Sugarbears, I love y'all. I'm doing this for all the Black gay men in the world, when I know good and fuck well I'm doing it for me. You know what I'm saying? And the thing of it is, she sees, and Monique, I'm just gonna say it, you see a lot of yourself in, no, not yourself, no, let me get it right. You see a lot of your trauma in these people. That's why you're going after them, because they represent the trauma that you've gone through, or that you still are going through, and you've never healed your trauma. And you don't want to hold yourself accountable nor responsible for your part. Now, I'm not saying that she's responsible for her trauma that was impacted on her. That's not what I'm saying. Because you're not responsible for that. You're not responsible for someone assaulting you. But what I'm saying is, up to this point, you're not owning your shit and saying, you know what? Okay, I am being a bit of a diva. That's why the Monique show was canceled. Quiet as kept. We already know BET. That was another one with Deborah Lee. And mind you, I'm not a fan of Deborah Lee. I'm not a fan of D.L. Hughley. I'm not a fan of Tyler Perry. I'm not a fan of Lee Daniels. I don't care for those people. But enough is enough. You got to come to the table and say, you know what? Yeah, they fucked me over, but then look what I have done in retaliation for that. Look what I started. Because you keep on pushing and pushing and pushing. And the thing of it is, what you don't understand, Miss Monique, is that you're really digging. And I hate to use this term. No, I'm not going to say that. You're putting nails in your own coffin. Because I'm not going to, but you are. And you have no one to blame but yourself. And I'm not saying you need to go and beg them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying own your part in this shit. Now, Tyler Perry even said it. Though you recorded him, he said to you that he was wrong, that you were right. Okay, fine. Good. Lee Daniels apologized to you. Fine. You're now able to do a movie, the Demon House movie. You're replacing Octavia Spencer. Wonderful. I'm happy for you. Okay. You're now on, you're part of the Powerverse now with 50 Cent. Wonderful. I'm happy for you. Okay. But here's the thing. You have it. Okay. You have like you're getting back to where you once were. And you come around and this is what happens when you're just self-destructive for nothing. Now, mind you, the whole contract thing, I get that. I'm in business. I understand it. I may not be where you are, but I get it. I get contracts. Okay. But you're mad at the wrong person. You're mad for the wrong person. Not for the wrong, but you're mad at the wrong person. You need to be mad at your promoter or your management. Okay, and that should have been taken care of outside of that. That venue in Detroit didn't need to know that. You didn't have to go on a 10-minute rant about that man. You didn't have to attack that man sexually. And as I said before, I am not a D.L. Hughley fan. I'm not, because I know some things about Mr. Darrell, but I won't go into that. But because I know some folks in the comedy world. All right. And shout out to all my comedians. I love y'all, big and small. Because y'all bring laughter to us and you make us look at ourselves. But you didn't have to do that. And then for you to bring in the daughter and her trauma and reignite that, don't you realize that what you did was that you reopened a wound? Don't you realize that? How would you like it if someone did that to you and reopened all your wounds? Okay, instead of your husband putting batteries in your back and talking a bunch of gibberish. Because trust me, I listened to your video. I listened to not your first one, but your second one that you did when you did the post about the daughter. I listened to a good 15 minutes of it and I had to cut it off because it made no fucking sense. And like I said, stop using Black women. Stop using the Black community as your scapegoat, bitch. Like, listen, every community has problems. I don't give a damn if it's Black, white, red, green, pagan, Jewish, Christian, creation. I don't care what it is. Every community has issues. There's no perfect anything in life except for Mother Nature and Father Sky. And even in that, there are some flaws, okay? But listen, this whole utopian, oh, I'm doing it for the Black people, I'm doing it for the community, I'm doing it for the Black girls, that whole bullshit, I'm gonna need you to stop that shit. Because you're not doing it for the Black women. Because if you were, you would be encouraging healing. You will be encouraging yourself to heal, number one, by example. Number two, you will be the one to say, you know what, I did fuck up and I'm sorry. And I'm going to apologize to DL. And I'm sorry that I involved his children in it, and I made this bigger than what it is. I'm going to overlook or excuse me, I'm going to pay more attention to what the dotted line says on my contracts from now on. I'm going to make sure everything is spelled out, you know, and I will not bring my issues to the stage. I will keep it professional. That's what I would do. That's what encouraging healing is, by leading by example. Because trust me, people don't care about what you say. Really. People care about more what you do, the actions you do. So by you leading by example and saying, you know what, I make peace. Let me stop. Let me check myself. Let me take a break and look inside and look within and figure myself out and stop involving people in my stuff that don't even need to be here. And let me work on my healing. Instead of you doing that, you're involving the Black community, you're involving Black women, you're making it, you know, about the fact that, oh, he couldn't even protect his daughter. Do you know how guilt-driven that man would be? That man is? Or the fact that he didn't, and let's be honest, as a person who was assaulted when they were a young child themselves, most of the time, parents don't believe them because guess what? They feel, number one, helpless, and number two, the dynamic of the parent-child relationship completely changes. It's not because they don't want to believe their kids. 9 out of 10, it's not even about that. It's more so about, baby, now I see things different. Now the rose-colored glasses for not only me as a parent, but for my child are now off. And I don't know what to do, because a lot of parents feel as if they failed. They do. And he even said that. He even alluded to it in his interview. He was like, I feel like I messed up and I have to own that. And that stays with me. And for you to bring that to the forefront again, that says a lot about you and your character. And like I said, I'm not going to place all the blame on your husband. I'm not going to do that, because this is not partially his fault. It is his fault in the fact that he encourages it, because he's just as self-destructive as you are, but he's not to blame in totality. Part of this is your fault too, because you're looking at people like DL and Oprah, and you're projecting a lot of your stuff onto them. Trust me, I know what victims of abuse do. I am one. And most of the time, victims become, not all the time, but if you don't get the right help, you become abusers yourself. And that passive aggressive, oh my sweet baby, that condescending, bemused condescension tone that you speak in, that's abusive. That's abusive. And you're preying on people who are gullible, who are wounded just like you. Okay? You're preying on people who want what you have, which is the home, the family, the daddy. Okay? And here's the thing, ain't nothing wrong with calling your husband daddy, because trust me, when I get a husband, oh yes, honey, I will be calling him daddy, but not to that degree. Not to that degree, baby. Because I'm not going to allow somebody else to speak for me, to me, or through me. That's not going to happen. I'm going to speak for myself. And I'm not going to sit up here and, you know, try to be shy and cute one minute, but then I'm aggressive and running and shit and cussing folks out and calling everybody but a child of the gods in another breath. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to own my shit. And unfortunately, that's what you are refusing to do. And it's frustrating, because I'm going to be real. I want you to win. I do. Because I have to say, certain things, I can kind of see your point. I'm not going to lie and say I don't. I see some of it, like the whole Netflix thing and But I get Netflix's thing too, because like they said, yeah, you had a movie called Almost Christmas, but you're not selling out arenas. You're not a Dave Chappelle. You're not an Amy, even though Amy Schumer ain't funny in any goddamn way. That's a whole other video. That joke thieving bitch. Anyway, but the point is, you're not a Dave Chappelle or a Chris Rock, or who's another one that's really well known. Shoot. Or hell, I don't know. You know what I mean? But you're not on their level. You're getting there. And then you also have to understand, getting back to that, why would any major company want to fuck with you after all the things you said about very powerful people in the industry? What people don't understand is that the industry is this small. It's this small. Just like the comedy world is this small. And you think you're going to be doing hole-in-the-wall clubs now? Girl, you just wait. You wait. You're going to be doing comedy from your Instagram and from Periscope, because ain't nobody going to want to fuck with you. I wouldn't. Because it's like you look for shit. You look for shit to be mad at. And then you project it out into the world. And you wonder why people don't want to deal with you. I wouldn't. I'm just being honest. I wouldn't want to deal with you. Just own your stuff, girl. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. Get you some healing, please. You and your husband. Because y'all are both in such pain. You're in pain. And you're angry. And you're mad at yourselves. And you're mad at the world. And you're taking it out on everybody. And mind you, I get that things don't go right in life. That's just the way life is, baby. But it's all about how you handle, how you carry the load. And you're not carrying it right. You're dropping it on people. People that ain't doing nothing to you. You know, like I understand you're saying, oh, I want to make it better for the next woman, for the next Black girl that comes along. Well, if you want to do that, if you want to make it better for, you know, oh God, what is her name? And I see her, she's a comedian. I forgot her name, Nicole Bryant. You want to make it better for a Nicole Bryant or Aisha Tyler, or, and I'm just naming people off the top of my head. You want to make it better for those people, the people that are coming up. The girl from Insecure, I forgot her name. So if you put it in the comments, I would appreciate it. But you want to make it better for them, but then be a better example. Back in the days of the Diane Carols and the Diana Rosses and the Lola Falanas, okay? May Diane and Lola, you know, well, Lola ain't gone, but may Diane rest in peace. Carol Diane Johnson, honey, yes. But anyway, but back in the day, that's what they did. That's what the Eartha Kids did. They did what they did, but what they did was they did it with class. They said, you know what? I don't want to go through the fucking service entrance, but guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this shit, but I'm gonna make it better for the next person that comes along. And so when the Josephine Bakers came along, Eartha Kitt came along. And Eartha Kitt was like, okay, well, because of Josephine, I can now make more money. I can now demand that I want roses in my dressing room. I can now demand that I want an integrated audience. I can now sing in 8 languages and travel the world. It wasn't easy for people like Eartha Kitt or Della Reese or Ella Fitzgerald or Billie Holiday. We know. If you don't know, Google is indeed your friend, honey, trust. Or Dorothy Dandridge. But they did what they had to do to make a better way for people like me and you. And that's the thing. You keep preaching about how you want to make it better. You're not doing that. You're making it worse. You and your husband are not doing that. You're not. Make it better by example. Go in there with real royalty, real kings and queens that you always call yourself. They come in with their head held high. They don't let people ruffle their feathers. And when it comes time to go to work, they go the fuck to work. So I just have one more thing to say to you, honey. Grow the fuck up. and get the healing you need. All right, I'm done ranting. I said what I had to say, and I stand by what I had to say, and I'm not changing my mind. And if you guys have something to add, leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this whole debacle, because I just think she's doing entirely too much with the very least. Until next time, my sugar bears, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.